Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I hope this video will reach out to sports fans around the world specially, because this video will be focusing on the sports where athletes tried to cheat on world-famous sports event. Yeah, these cheatings are super famous. So let's look into the most famous cheatings caught done by world-famous athletes. The world-famous Mike Tomlin. It is a well-known fact that after the joining of Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers have had a lot of success that netted them to Super Bowl victory. In 2013, in a regular season game against the Ravens, it was reported that Tomlin stepped out of line. Apparently, it was captured that Tomlin stepped onto the field to disrupt kick returner Jacoby Jones, who looked like he was headed for the end zone. Considering the situation, though Tomlin claimed it was a mistake at first, he was fined $100,000 and the team almost had to give up a draft pick. Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong was well known among the sports fans as the person who made the Tour de France relevant to the casual sports fan. Armstrong was a cancer survivor who ended up winning 7 titles at the Tour de France, but some of the racers that competed against him and on the same team had their doubts about how legitimate his wins were. Where when investigated, it turns out that Armstrong had been taking performance-enhancing drugs, and he was denying it all the way until 2013, when he appeared on Oprah and confessed in a tell-all that he had cheated the system. Can you even imagine keeping it a secret for years? Marion Jones uses steroids at the Olympics. Marion Jones was recognized as the star of the 2000 Summer Olympics held in Sydney, where she won 3 gold medals for the USA in track and field. Jones also spent some time in the WNBA, playing for the Tulsa Shock. It turned out that she was taking steroids to help herself win the competitions. Not only was Jones stripped of her titles, she was sentenced to 6 months in jail for lying to federal agents about it. Jones now stays busy on the speaking circuit, where she warns against the dangers of making costly mistakes. The steroid era. This was one of the most exciting era in baseball history, was also the most tainted. It is because in this era some of the league's best players were busted for using steroids, while others admitted later that they were juicing during their playing days. It was Ken Caminiti who won the 1996 MVP award for the National League, and it was reported that he later admitted that he did it with performance-enhancing drugs. Other players like Alex Rodriguez were caught in committing the same crime back in 2003, and even players like Mark McGwire admitted that they had consumed steroids after their careers. These crimes were put into light when Jose Canseco released a book in 2005 that detailed his steroid use and the use of other players around the league. After it was estimated that 40% of players were using steroids. Ben Johnson. Though Canada isn't really known for producing Olympic sprinters, they found one in the form of Ben Johnson. Johnson had won 2 bronze medals and a gold at the Olympics, while setting the record for the fastest 100-meter dash in the 1988 Summer Olympics. After the Olympics were over, it was reported that Ben Johnson's blood and urine samples contained illegal substances, where his records were removed from the books. Johnson also had admitted that he had been taking steroids, but he wasn't the only one. Out of the 8 people that qualified for the 100-meter dash, it was reported that 6 of them were tested positive as well. Rosie Ruiz. Rosie Ruiz, the runner who many thought that wasn't even a runner at all, but actually she was pretty good at what she was doing. Ruiz came from Cuba and qualified. Her time was recorded as 2 hours 56 minutes and 29 seconds. When Ruiz won the Boston Marathon in 1980 with a time of 2 hours 31 minutes and 56 seconds, a lot of people were curious of the improvement of her time by that much so quickly, and it was recorded as the 3rd fastest for a woman in history. After some people noticed that she wasn't sweaty like the other runners and her legs didn't have anywhere near the definition of other runners, which led to an investigation where it turned out that Ruiz didn't run the entire Boston Marathon, and also had followed the same method in New York as well. She was stripped of the title after it was discovered from the investigations held that she left the race and had taken the subway, then got back in the race miles later. The time was immediately put into question after it was discovered it was 20 minutes faster than her previous personal record. But it was reported that Ruiz denies cheating to this day. Tonya Harding. In the 1994, Tonya Harding was locked in an intense battle with Nancy Kerrigan in U.S. after it was found that Harding's husband, Jeff Gillooly, and his friend Sean Eckhart had hired a man named Shane Stant to attack Kerrigan while she was practicing in Detroit, which ultimately caused her to miss the event of the skating championships. It was the de facto Olympic trials when the Winter Olympics, which was shifted 2 years earlier than normal. Harding won, but also Kerrigan got selected as the other skater selected to go to the Olympics in Lillehammer. In this competition, Harding ended up getting the 8th place and Kerrigan won the silver. New England Patriots, the Spygate. The first time they were caught for cheating was back in 2007, where the team was videotaping the coach's signals from the New York Jets. Roger Goodell was the person who ruled that the Patriots blatantly cheated by taping the Jets from their sidelines, which was considered as a violation that resulted in the largest fine ever for a coach in the NFL. As a result, Bill Belichick had to pay the league $500,000. The team also had to pay a fine of $250,000 and had to give up their first-round pick in the 2008 NFL Draft. Renault F1 team. It was in 2008 where Renault Formula One team made an obvious mistake of cheating. It was reported that the team had ordered driver Nelson Piquet Jr. to intentionally crash during the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix in order to restart, and expecting that it would allow Fernando Alonso to get closer to the leader. Eventually Alonso ended up winning, but the team was suspended from competition for 2 years and Piquet ended up with NASCAR. Joe Niekro. Joe Niekro is a player who played for more than 20 years in the major leagues as a pitcher with 7 different teams. Though Niekro proved himself by winning 221 games and went to 1 All-Star game. But he became famous among people for the blooper reel-worthy cheating that he tried in 1985 as a member of the Minnesota Twins. It was found from the investigations that Niekro had an emery board in his pocket that he was using to doctor the ball. It was also told that when the umpire named Tim Cheetah told Niekro to empty his pockets, the board and a piece of sandpaper went flying in comical fashion. Nigerian soccer issue. Though Nigerian soccer was not famous at all, it was after 2011-12 season people started talking about the sport. It happened while 2 teams were trying to get a promotion from the semi-pro ranks into the lowest professional league in the country, and needed some goal differential help to do it. This is where the 2 teams plotted with 2 others in the league to create lopsided matches that would get them in, resulting in 2 games that had scores of 79-0 and 67-0. According to the results from the investigations conducted, all 4 teams that took part in these games were banned for a decade. The Bountygate Incident. In this incident, the New Orleans Saints were recognized as a team who violated NFL rules by offering bonuses for injuring opposing players during games. As a result of the bounties that were handed out by the coaches and players that pooled money. In this incident, many players were injured from 2009 to 2012, such as Brett Favre, Kurt Warner, Aaron Rodgers, and Cam Newton. As a result, the Saints wound up winning the Super Bowl during the first year of Bountygate, and head coach Sean Payton was suspended for the entire 2012 season. Spain cheats at the 2000 Paralympics. Though it was confirmed that Spain won the gold medal at the 2000 Paralympics for basketball, they eventually stripped it from their title. As per the investigations, it was found that 10 out of 12 players on the team did not qualify as disabled or has not been recognized as disabled according to the standards. Finally, after the investigation, it was found that the 10 players deliberately failed an IQ test, which as a result allowed them to play. Some of these incidents are still discussed and remembered by athletes in various situations. But the punishments have led all the athletes not to think of cheating in an event forever. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Till the next time, stay tuned.